Good morning. This is Your Insurance Connection. I'm your host, Donald Marquez. On Your Insurance Connection, we talk about saving money on auto insurance, homeowners insurance, yes, and we talk about life insurance. Welcome to the show. Good morning. My name is Don Marquez. This is Your Insurance Connection. Happy Sunday morning. And with me today, I have the one and only Christene Bernard.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Don.
It's always a pleasure to have you on the show. You know you're a welcome guest.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Open invitation. Christene, she provides services, and tell the people what your services that you
Absolutely.
you
provide. I am the founder of Everything Legal, which is a paralegal service. We provide document preparation and notary service. We're a mobile notary service. We do medical and financial power of attorneys. We prepare wills, last wills and testament. And if you need your trust edited or reviewed, we also will accommodate that situation as well. We do grant deeds if you need to add someone to your deed so that you're not the only one on the deed. It's called a right of survivorship. And we deed upon deaths. If you don't have a family member and you'd like to leave your property to someone, we can prepare those documents and get them recorded so that when that time comes, everything is taken care of at that moment.
Okay, well, that's a lot of information for our listeners, and I want to thank the listeners that came in and purchased home, auto, and life insurance. I am a life insurance broker, and I do, with Christene's help, I can have my clients get a power of attorney if they have a family member that needs a power of attorney. And who needs a power of attorney? If you have a loved one with Alzheimer's, dementia, or you have an elderly parent or a loved one or a child that needs assistance in any type of way, Christene services are available. And we'll get those numbers out closer to the end of the show. And my number is 702-236-2624. I offer auto insurance, homeowners insurance, yes, and life insurance. We're going to get into it today. And a very important thing I found out last week, that if you have a loved one that you have to take to a funeral home anytime soon, but if you have a loved one that's to say last few days to live, with a life insurance policy, you can get up to, I found out in most cases, up to an 80% advance on your life insurance policy. And why would you want to get an advance? Let's say you have a $20,000 life insurance policy. You take that policy into the funeral home, they will use a third party to get an advance. Let's say the funeral is $15,000, right? They'll use a third party, and what that third party will pay the funeral home. Now, they're going to charge you 10%. That's $1,500. They will charge right off of your life insurance benefit. Now your life insurance benefit, and the funeral is $15,000. You have a $20,000 policy. They just reduce your benefit by $1,500. What you can do at time and need, and call your life insurance company and see if they will advance the beneficiary, the primary beneficiary, up to 80% of the life insurance policy. Now, at a $20,000 policy, 80%, that gives you $16,000. Right? And the balance is $4,000 on a $20,000 policy. Once you receive the death certificate, you file a claim to get the additional $4,000. This is news you can use. It keeps more money in your pocket. It makes sense because if you go take your life insurance policy as the primary beneficiary into the funeral home, they will, and let's say the funeral's $20,000. That's $2,000 they're going to use a third party to get paid immediately, right? And because you want to get an advance, because that way you're not paying the $2,000 on $20,000 funeral. By getting the advance pays for the funeral in most cases, and you're not paying that enormous 10% fee or even higher.
Good. Okay. That's good information because people at time of grief don't look at the fine print.
No, they don't, and whatever, just get it done.
Yeah.
And when you start adding up all the cost,
yes,
they charge for flowers, limos, drivers,
Yes.
Opening, closing, headstones, caskets, the spray. And the only thing free in a funeral home is the water. They give you water and the tissue. I'm not trying to make fun of this, but it's very serious. Christine's over there laughing.
Sorry.
But no, it's very serious. When you're talking to one of those funeral personnel, they charge it. The fees are enormous. They charge. Now, if you have a large life insurance policy, you're probably saying, I just want to get this over. But they can advance you within a couple of days.
Is it complicated for them to do that?
No, only thing they have to do is call their life insurance.
Are they upset when you mention that that this can be done?
Well, you come in now as a cash buyer. Okay. Right, you're not using the life insurance because of what it's going to. The 80% up to 80%, they're going to advance that in the primary beneficiary's checking account, or send them a check. So now your loved one is and they get that money to you within 2 business days. Okay. In most cases. With the checking account, routing account number. This is news you can use. I mean, this saves you money.
That's good.
And my show is all about helping people save money. This is a way to put more money in your pocket, less money in their pocket. Now, if you came in as a cash buyer and you still had a life insurance policy, you didn't want to use the life insurance policy. Once you receive the death certificate, then you file a claim for the benefit, and that's a tax-free benefit, by the way. You don't have to claim it as income, regardless of the face amount of the policy. Regardless of the face amount of the policy, but you're not paying those additional fees on top of fees.
With interest?
They charge a fee right up. No, there's no interest.
No interest.
It is kind of like a VIG, I guess you want to call it, because I used to work in a casino. Okay. and it's a VIGarage, a VIG. But they charge for that. You're borrowing money. Basically what you're doing, you're borrowing money, and they charge a 10% and up fee right up front. Okay. So you're borrowing the money to pay for the funeral. They use a third party, and that's probably a lucrative business to be in.
The third party business.
The third party business, but they're going to verify that policy is good because the third party now is a beneficiary of a portion of the policy. That's how that works. So because you would think the funeral home is collecting from the life insurance policy, they're not. They're collecting from the third party.
Do they normally collect from the life insurance policy?
No, not the funeral homes. No, they use a third party.
Always.
Well, all the cases that I've ran into, people, they take their life insurance policy, and I tell them, take your life insurance policy into the funeral home and use that as collateral. But of course, they're going to charge that fee. But I just found out this recently that they can get up to 80%. Now, if you have a $100,000 life insurance policy, and you're the primary beneficiary, and you lost your loved one, that's up to $80,000. That'll pay for a funeral.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll pay for a funeral and a whole lot of other things too. Probably pay that Range Rover off.
You're something else.
All right, Cadillac CTS. I'm sorry. All right?
No, it's okay.
The Cadillac CTS. Pay the Cadillac CTS off. My name is Don Marquez. This is your Insurance Connection. We broadcast right here at KUMV 91.5 Jazz and More, Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 8:30. And I have the lovely Christene Bernard with me right here on my show today. You help clients with startup businesses as well, right?
Absolutely. We help business formations, LLCs, corporations. I myself am the registered agent for each of those businesses that I help create. And what a registered agent does, the state of Nevada requires there to be a registered agent. It keeps the person who has the business from being sued. They normally would have to come through me with any kind of legal documents. They can't come to your business and serve you. They'd have to serve me.
I see.
And my name is listed on the Secretary of State's website.
I see. Okay, and what if a person just getting ready to start a business, they get the lease in their hands? Would it be wise for them to have a lawyer to review their lease?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And well, first of all, the person that they're getting the contract from should go over it with them. Paragraph by paragraph. Normally they have them initial it so that they understand what they're talking about. But they should have someone go over the lease.
Right.
An attorney, a paralegal, someone like myself. What we're looking for is that a lot of times real estate contracts are real estate friendly, and they're not the other person. They're not the person who's creating it friendly. So we are looking for an out clause. what happens if?
Mm-hmm.
How do I get out of this? How much am I going to have to pay?
Right.
What happens?
Right. Or in the leases that I review before I sign them,
Yes.
have my attorney look at them. They have the gross lease in there.
Yeah.
And the gross lease, every time you write a ticket, you owe the landlord a portion of the sale. And they gave me this gross lease, and I'm like, wait a minute. So the gross, and a lot of these malls have gross leases because a portion of their tickets they cash out goes toward the landlord.
But don't they review that with you?
Well, not really. I mean, you have to have your attorney pull and see. Well, the thing about owner or operating a new business, you can receive the lease from the landlord, and if they have any documents in there that need to be retracted out of the lease, that's what your attorney does.
Absolutely.
They edit and they said, no, we're going to take this out. And also the percentage on the rent increase is by the index, and you want the lowest percentage possible, maybe 2-3%. And that's all in the lease, but you have to know about your CAMs, your common area maintenance.
Correct.
And this is also good information, news you could use when starting a business. If you're thinking about, hey, you know what, COVID changed everything. A lot of people realize, I can create my own business, and people got very creative during the virus. Yes. And if you're thinking about opening up a business,
my phone number is 702-857-4401. That's 702-857-4401. And if you'd like to check out our website and see what other services we offer, visit us at www.everything-legal.com.
My name is Don Marquez, and Christene Bernard is very helpful when it comes to power of attorneys. When I have my clients that need a power of attorney for a loved one, elderly parent, a child, and maybe you have a child out there that's kind of in the streets, wilding out, and you don't want to get that phone call that one of your loved ones are out there in the street, and they may have a drug problem, alcohol problem, mental illness. We can get them a power of attorney. You can pay for the life insurance policy. You could be the owner, the beneficiary, and also the payer. You have full control of the life insurance policy. My contact phone number for more information is 702-236-2624. 702-236-2624. Located on the corner of Sahara and Rancho in the U.S. Bank Center, located on the 8th floor. I do work by appointment. My business hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 702-236-2624. It's hot outside. Everybody hydrate. Please hydrate. Drink plenty of water because, we're in full blast summer right now.
We really are.
Yes, we are.
I think coming here it's at 112.
Well, today is like every day in July, August. We got through June pretty good, right?
We did.
June was like hey, thank you, June. Because June could have been, a furnace too as well, but it was very kind. So now we have July, August, and we're right in the middle of July.
Yeah.
And now we have August and a little bit of September, and we're back to normal again.
Yeah.
So Vegas is a great place to live, especially at night. The nights are great. Sit outside, mosquitoes are not eating you alive. Sit on the bar, have your favorite beverage with you and listen to music, barbecue, out by the pool. Just relaxing. Because in the daytime, I don't know what you do during the daytime.
Stay inside.
Yeah. That's good advice. Christene says stay inside. Or if you're out at the casinos, you don't know what time, if it's day or night. Because they don't have windows. And again, my name is Don Marquez. I'm a licensed insurance broker offering auto insurance, homeowners insurance, renters insurance, boat, motorcycle insurance. Yes, and life insurance. That's my favorite subject, as always, life insurance. Life insurance, look at it as a savings account. It will bill you cash value. Most policies, now term will not bill cash value. Accidental policies will never bill cash value. There's no out with accidental only. It's just you're out of pocket every month. The policy will never pay. And never, I've been an agent since 1996. I've never known from one accidental policy to pay anyone. But when the time comes, and it comes for all of us, do you really want to leave your family member with a lot of debt, that you accrue your debt, the paying for the funeral, not knowing what to do, not knowing if you have who would he pay for the mortgage. Who do we pay for the rent? The list just goes on. Okay, they had a car they left behind. I have to make a car payment now.
Can I step in
yes,
and add to that?
Yes, you may.
That's one of the reasons why I encourage people to have a last will and testament. Mm-hmm. Last will and testament explains all of those things that Don just mentioned on who gets what to do with what the account numbers are, who the mortgage holder is on your mortgage, on your home, what to do with the car, what the account numbers are. We don't necessarily list all of the bank information, but what bank you bank at, maybe what branch you bank at. It's really important. If you have a pet, who gets the pet?
That's right, who gets Fluffy?
Yeah, who gets the dog?
Yeah, Fluffy.
So it's really important for all of us, even if you have a trust, to make sure that you have a last will.
Right.
Some of the questions that I'm asked, I don't have any assets. All I have is a home. Right. I don't have stocks, bonds, real estate, income property, those things. You really do need a will. We can do other documents to make sure that your home does not go into probate, and we put all of that in with the will package.
And with the will package, along with that, have your life insurance policy, have all your documentation together. I mean, that's so important, because how many times you've heard family members go in the house and just tear up the house, looking for that life insurance policy,
correct,
looking for the will, looking for the documentations. And everybody's scrambling to get all this information, and it's not fair. Have the conversation. This is very important.
Sunday dinners.
Have the conversation. And I know a lot of you listening to this program right now may have brought it up to your loved ones, your children, your spouse. I don't want to talk about it. That's what they tell you.
That's right.
They push back. Well, to get their attention, say, well, funerals cost today about $20,000. You're going to pay for that? And then you have their full attention.
That's right. And the person that you choose as your executor, maybe take them to the side. You don't have to have the conversation in front of everyone. You may not want everyone to know your business, but take them aside and show them where the documents are kept.
It is so important to have your documentation in order. We provide easy ways to do that. Christene has an amazing service. She could show you step by step. And also with the life insurance policy, they come with my final wish book, where you could document everything down on paper. I don't want to be cremated. I do want to be cremated, because a lot of times too, family members argue over, mom and dad don't want to be cremated. Why are you cremating, our family member? And it's an argument. That's a large argument, and family members go at it because these conversations did not take place. Maybe one-on-one, your dad say, hey, cremate me. I don't want to put all that money in the ground. And that's not uncommon. And all of a sudden, now because one sibling heard it and the other ones didn't hear it,
exactly,
that could become a.
And that's what we do. We list that. I notarize the document. It becomes a legal document, and we have to follow what Dad wants.
That's right, what Dad wants, and it's down on paper. It makes life easier when you have to grieve. A lot of times too, when you don't have your paperwork in order, or your life insurance all together, all our documentation, your will, your trust, everything together, your family members don't have time to grieve. Because they have to go into financial mode, I call it, to take care of your final expenses. I could be reached at 702-236-2624, 702-236-2624. My name is Don Marquez, along with the one and only Christene Bernard, a team member of Your Insurance Connection. We can find a plan that'll fit in your budget. It's not that difficult. I have life insurance policies where you do not have to take a physical. No physical required, just a few questions, yes or no answers. And most of you can qualify day one life insurance, 702-236-2624. If you're just tuning in for the very, very first time, welcome to the show. We broadcast right here at KUNV 91.5 Jazz and More, Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to 8:30. Enjoy your day here in the beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And, and not only in Vegas, but all over the country, people tune in to KUNV 91.5 Jazz and More. This is news you could use when it comes to when you talked about the deed upon death, right?
Yes.
Can you explain to our listeners exactly what that is?
There are a lot of people who do not have family members that are left, or they don't have children. A deed upon death is a document that's prepared where you name who you want to receive your property, your home, whatever your assets are within the home. We prepare that document. We put their name in. There's nothing required other than a signature, a notary stamp, and for that document to be recorded at the county recorder's office. Once you pass, the person who's named on that deed upon death takes that document to the recorder's office, and that deed is then transferred to your name, and you become the owner of that home.
Regardless of a mortgage or not.
Regardless of a mortgage. The mortgage company doesn't care,
right,
as long as they're getting their money.
Absolutely. And you can also add a person on his right of survivor while they're still living.
Absolutely. I suggest that.
The right of survivor. Now, keep in mind, listeners, they can't go out and take a loan against your home. They can't sell your home.
No.
They're put in a beneficiary position.
Correct.
To receive the property. Because without this being done, and you may have great intentions on leaving your home to your family member, without you taking care of any business, maybe you're a surviving spouse and you own property. But without having someone, or no will, no trust, nothing, and when you pass away, it's not if, it's when.
Correct.
It's when you pass away, your home could go into probate.
And another thing, there may be someone in our senior community that maybe dad is already gone and mom is still left on the deed. We also can prepare a new deed to take dad off the deed and just put mom on the deed and maybe add a child or someone else.
Now, what if, I'm glad you brought that up. Couple been married, dad just recently passed away.
Yeah.
And the wife was not on the deed because the dad bought the house in his name. Maybe the mother was, the wife was a housewife. But her name was never added on the deed. It wasn't necessary because dad income could buy the home. Now, what happens if dad dies? He was the sole owner of the house, no will, no trust.
I'm sorry to say.
It goes into probate.
It goes to probate.
So
let's take care of it before it gets to that point.
It gets to that point. This is why we're here. We come on the radio to educate you. All our radio talk shows right here at KUNV is here to educate you. These are educational programs to help you improve your life. Because when that day comes, and it comes for all of us, it's a very difficult time for everyone. Everyone is stressed to the max. You have to deal with the fact that person is no longer there. You can't pick up the phone and call them. But now you're left with their responsibilities, their debt. In the United States, the average person the average income person that passes away leaves about $60,000 in debt. That's a lot of debt. On top of the debt you already have. Now, let's say if it's only $30,000 in debt, paying for a funeral and paying off a car. That's still more debt that you already have. You just inherited an additional $30,000 in debt. That's not fair to for your loved ones. And now, if you have lost a spouse, and your spouse was your primary beneficiary, you need a change of beneficiary form.
Yes.
You need to receive a change of beneficiary form to change that beneficiary. Or if your ex-wife or your ex-husband is a beneficiary and you remarried,
you may change that form.
You may want to change your form. I heard a story where this man was only married for a couple of years to this lady. They got divorced. She was his primary beneficiary for $300,000. Later he got married to another lady. They were married for over 20 years. Oh. He passed away, and the first wife was the primary of the $300,000, and she did not want to share it with the wife over 20 years married. These are stories that I hear as an insurance agent. And there's apps, and the families call me and say, I heard you on the radio. Is there anything we could do about it? No. No, absolutely. And he didn't have any children by the first wife, but he had children by the second wife.
That's just.
But it happens.
Horrible.
It happens. Even on your job. Now, a lot of you, if you don't have a life insurance policy, and you only have one on the job, and if you in the situation we just explained, where you were married, or you need to change a beneficiary on your job.
Yeah.
Your job beneficiary.
And a lot of times that can be done online.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't require you to get new forms.
Mm.
The same thing with your bank accounts. I'd like to suggest to our audience to add a beneficiary to your bank accounts.
Yes, that makes it easy, or just someone that you can trust on the account. I have my son on my account. I say, you know what? If I need something, I need you to go put some money in the bank. There's no question.
He can do it.
He can do it for me, or write me, or just make a transaction for me.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm out of town, it makes it very convenient.
But if you don't have children, you need a beneficiary. You need somebody on the bank account.
Well, my beneficiaries my services are available for anyone that don't have a beneficiary. I could be your beneficiary. I don't charge for that. Hey, I'll spend the money well too. I'll show you.
You have to share that with me.
I'll be your beneficiary. Anyone out there don't have a beneficiary, I'll be your beneficiary. No service fees. We don't charge for service fees. They come see us.
Yes, absolutely.
No obligation consultations. And we're both located on the corner of Sahara Rancho in the U.S. Bank Center, 8th floor. Now, my business hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I will work some Saturdays. Never work on Sunday because I broadcast on Sunday. But Monday through Friday, I am available.
I work also by appointment, and I work Monday through Saturday. But however, if there is a senior that needs my services, I will be more than happy to accommodate them. My phone number is 702-857-4401.
Your Insurance Connection, we're here for you. I know Vegas is hot. A lot of things are going on. Vegas is always popping. When guests come into Las Vegas, love taking them downtown to the Fremont Street experience. It's like Bourbon Street on steroids. If you've been to Bourbon Street in New Orleans, it's nothing like. I've seen Bourbon Street that go a little wild in New Orleans, but downtown. The downtown experience is just way too much.
Welcome to Vegas.
Welcome to Vegas. I mean, it's something to do. It's not always about being in a casino, spending your money. You can just go downtown street experience. They have bands there. They have all kind of people that do some weird things. I saw this guy about 6'2", getting a little small tiny box about twice the size of a shoebox. I don't know how he got in the thing, but he got in it. But, there's things to do in Vegas. The food, of course, restaurants are everywhere. Enjoy your stay here in Vegas if you're just visiting the town. Or you listen to the program, and from time to time you go out and enjoy, the nightlife in Las Vegas. But keep in mind, we're here for you. The services that we provide, you're going to need these. Your family members are going to need these services. You're going to need these services for surviving. If you have a spouse, children, 702-236-2624. My name is Don Marquez, along with
Christene Bernard.
702-236-2624. 702-236-2624. I'm a licensed insurance broker. Christene Bernard is a licensed paralegal with multiple services. And also, she's a notary, too, as well.
Yes.
She didn't mention that, I don't think, but now she is a traveling notary. 702-236-2624. My name is Don Marquez, along with Christene Bernard. Thank you for listening, and until next week.
Keep it crispy.
Just keep it crispy.